Hello friends from the inner circle and welcome to a new video over here. It's going to be an outlook video for the Euro USD and we're going to go over the price action from Friday. That was a pretty nice trade. The price action at all was also kind of not too difficult from my point of view, and we're going to answer a question regarding the 4-hour structure where the price currently is. I know it can be a little bit confusing. It's a very good question, so we're going to go over that one as well. So first of all, I would just like to start with the Friday's price action because the structure question will be afterwards because it needs kind of an understanding also from the Friday's price action. Remember, whenever you don't understand something on one time frame, probably a smaller one will tell you, okay? So I would like to go here back to 6 o'clock. That's exactly what we want to see. So as you all know, the times that we like to trade are, so I'd like to sum it up here one more time, is Frankfurt Open, okay? So we want to come about 15 minutes before Frankfurt will open. You should be definitely at the charts. It depends now how experienced you are, how much time you need to really understand what the price is telling you, okay? Probably 15 minutes is a little bit too less for the majority, so I would definitely recommend then 30 minutes so that you will just deal with the whole price action, what price has delivered you right now through Asia, if it broke something, if it wicked somewhere and so on, okay? So Frankfurt Open, now here in Austria, for me the time for it's at 08. Especially around the opening, the 5 minutes before Frankfurt opening are super important because this is how I will make always my decisions. Then I have London Open, where I also check out 5 minutes before it, what price is doing, and then I'm just trying to close it, as soon as I got my 1 to 20, my 1 to 30, 1 to 40, depending on, of course, how motivated I am, okay? So I really go with my feeling over there, so I don't want to, also not losing a trade just because I like to go for a 1 to 60 or something. I'm happy if I get a 1 to 20. It really helps me out to be, of course, also more motivated than for the New York session, because if you already got a banger win in the morning, then the rest of the day is also cool. So that's kind of how my trading plan is set up. But for you guys, important is, of course, you should implement that for yourself, how you would like to use it, but keep an eye on these hours, okay? So especially 5 minutes before, because I don't know what direction I will really go. I just anticipate a potential trading direction based off my analysis, what I'm doing. But at the end, the reactions at this opening will make for me the final decision on what I will do. Then we got New York as well. Okay, also super important, 5 minutes before. And in New York, what I also determined was, sometimes a 50, sometimes 50-30, you got some crazy movements, So I also like to pay attention at these hours as well. It's 1 hour close on 3 o'clock, then 50-30 is 30-minute candle close. So I don't use it 30 minutes to be honest, but can help us here out to understand that there is just coming more volume into this market because a candle has just closed, okay? So these are the most important hours, and this is how you should trade at the end, guys, because this is the real timing for it. So it's in the Discord, you got the hashtag session or hashtag timing. Read through that. There is this whole thing right now which I explained again, summarized, and so it's 6 o'clock, so we're waiting because we're not trading 6 o'clock. Sorry, too much. 6 o'clock, so we go to 45. So for me, I'm at least at 45 I am at the charts. Then I do a very quick analysis to understand what price did, and I'm good to go. For us, important is to understand, of course, what price has done here so far. And on the M15, the swing structure is like this. You can see here price started to move from here all the way back down here, tapped into a liquidity pool. So here we have a ton of liquidity. It grabbed that liquidity and it pushed it all the way back up. Now, yes, it broke structure and so, but it never broke swing structure. And as long as price will not bring swing structure, it will remain bearish. And what you have at the top is always some nice supply zones. And this is in reality where price came into it. And here you have some structure which price respected, and here you can find a smaller M1 supply zone, and this is where price tapped into it, and that will be a potential trade. Now here price only took liquidity, which shows us that price failed to go lower. So there was not enough volume to bring the price all the way back down, which makes this high here automatically a weak high. Okay, because from here price failed to go lower than the swing structure, but it wicked below it, which is responsible for bringing the price to the upside, because it has right now all the stop losses from here. Okay, it took out a bank, for instance, and so on. So a lot of things occurred here. Then if you follow internal structure, you will see, yes, here we got a BOS. After it grabbed liquidity, we can spot a BOS. That means price will then go to a demand zone, and this is this one, to follow afterwards bullish structure. This is how perfectly price did it, because in the first place, you know, here broke structure, came back to it to mitigate it, and then here new demand zone, and again a reaction to the upside in price, broke structure again. Okay, pretty simple. Then this is your, you know, new substructure. So you expect price to respect this area until it will break it on one side. And what you expect is, yeah, we want to see you breaking all the way back up. Now, to understand here the overall context, are we right now here till this moment, are we bearish or bullish? Well, we're only on the substructure bullish. Overall, this is bearish, and you can extend the lag till here now. Okay, from here till here, because you wicked below, but it gave you the option now, or the probability that it will go up higher, because of the matter of fact that price failed to go lower. So what I expect is at least price to take out this. Now it doesn't need right now to really take out this as well. It could right now in this case also only tap into the supply zone and then to go short. Now it's a kind of an unrealistic theory. Why? Because this kind of thing here really looks like it's just one supply zone, and it's mitigated on the M15. It was already kind of partially mitigated there, you know, so it mitigated. And then from here till here, it created a new supply zone, and this one was fully mitigated. And this kind of price action that you can see here just shows us that there is a ton of liquidity available to grab from. Now what it will do, we don't know, but just for us important is to understand from this position, this is bullish substructure, bearish swing structure, but bearish swing structure with high chance to go long, because it failed to go lower and it left us with a weak high, and it left us here with mitigated supply zones, which makes here a nice bullish scenario, pretty probabilistic. Okay, I guess it's pretty simple to understand that. What price then did is, of course, came back down and gave you kind of a 50% correction, a little bit more, of course, mitigating here something, you know, so probably here you will see something. It's not relevant for us. Okay, now we see price again breaking structure, Now, the real BOS is not this. The real BOS is this here, okay? Which makes it valid, and it leaves us now with bullish outlook, okay? So this is kind of mitigated at this point. Could still come lower to mitigate this, so we cannot say 100% what it would do. So from my point of view right now, it just looks super bullish. Plus, interesting is now to see that price here took liquidity. Okay, so that means, to understand right now this context, it means it took your liquidity, broke structure step by step, plus very nice mitigations. Okay, so basically everything here looks super nice, mitigated. Then you have here this kind of push up within this swing structure here. Okay, let me probably just draw this like this to make it more easy to understand. Okay, so this strong move up, and in a situation like this, you expect price, to give you 50%. Now you have here a valid demand zone, but only on a substructure basis, which is stupid to use. But what you can see here is that price took that liquidity, because this is pure liquidity in this case. You have here this demand zone for sure here, and you kind of expect them price to, grab this liquidity if it wants to do this. Now, whenever price is in a strong momentum, it will not give you this kind of thing, okay? Just to say that up front. This is super important to keep that in mind. If you look now, because right now it's important, it's 15 minutes before Frankfurt, and they will decide what to do based on what we can see here. You see that price here broke already the supply zone. So if it breaks it, I don't know. It definitely just went above the supply zone. It break above it, which is, in this case, an indication, yeah, the supply zone didn't work. This one here is already mitigated for sure. You have this one, but is this one right now a strong one? Well, I doubt this. This one is definitely not a good supply zone because it's at a weak high, so you expect this one to get taken out. Now that doesn't mean that this supply zone will not work out or will not even give you a reaction. For sure, it can do that. Everything it's good, but it means that very high the chance is that it will then afterwards definitely take it. So even if you will see here a reaction of it, you can still expect this. It doesn't mean right now, oh yeah, I need to go short, because that's exactly what it tried to do. They are giving you in a supply zone a reaction to the downside, so you expect then this kind of thing, right? That break and retest kind of thing, but they will give you the movement, and if you're good, then you understand that you need to get involved at the top. You trade it back down, understand, okay, this is just a pullback, and then you can go long or something, or you're just waiting for price potentially really giving you against something, and then you go short. That's for sure. But right now everything just speaks again, speak here a bullish language. Okay, everything is bullish perfectly. So from my point of view, just liquidity, yes, we can say this is a valid supply zone, but not the best. So I go straight to the M1 to understand what the M1 is giving me here for price action. And here 1 minute, it's 1 minute before Frankfurt will open. And what I understand is here, okay, price broke successfully structure. That's good. It means that this here is a demand zone. This whole thing is a clean demand zone. But what we also can see is, yeah, also here early on, price give you break of structure, and you also have here a nice demand zone. Okay. Now the way how you can interpret that is, okay, this is liquidity for this demand zone, but we don't know that. Okay, we need to wait right now to see how the Frankfurt will open. Okay, it's opened up 1 minute and it already wicked below it. That means you will not get involved here in anything. Okay, so this demand zone is automatically invalid. If you would check the 5 seconds, and that is something that we need to do in order to make it valid or not, you see nothing. Okay, strong bearish movement, small pullback, again bearish continuation, so no BOS on the 5 seconds, nothing. And this brings me automatically to delete this demand zone and to understand, yes, full liquidity. And we need to understand now what price will do on the 5 seconds when it will arrive in this area. Okay, because potentially we will see from here a bullish movement, or potentially price will break this again, will back up, and then it will drop down. Okay, so that's what we need to understand in this situation. So we're waiting for price to give us something. Here, price is not breaking anything. Please understand this. Here is your structure. This is how you need to view that. Moving down lower. So we're waiting for price to really give you the nice structures. Okay, so you can draw that like this. Okay, structure. Okay, you just wait for price to give you. That's it. This is right now in this case only a charge, but from my point of view, it will be totally valid to look after such a charge for some confirmations if you want. Me personally, I'm not using that too much, only if it makes a lot of sense. In this situation, for me, it makes a lot of sense. So from my point of view, I will wait for price to come to the zone and I will go long. Of course, what we need to understand here as well is we got a big demand zone. Okay, it's more than likely a range how I mapped it out, but on the 5 seconds, this here makes a lot of sense that this is the demand zone. So what you can do is, at least to protect your something like this, so you put a 1 pip, you put it like this, totally fine. You know, it will not stop you out or something. If you're a little bit scared of it, just use it like this and you're good to go. So for me, this is charge. As I said, I don't recommend you just trying to trade charge on the 5 seconds, because in most of the case it will not work out. But in this case, you know, if you are at a refined 5 second zone in this case as well, it just makes a lot of sense to do that. So we're waiting, and now we got the real confirmation. Okay, this is now my BOS, my friends. This is what I like, you know. Okay, this now just shows me that there is definitely a lot of liquidity, and that means this is my new demand zone. So this is definitely my new demand zone in this case. Okay, it's a pretty small one. So what I like to use in a situation like this is, yeah, I just move it a little bit higher, because you know, it's a big imbalance here as well. So I don't know where it will really come to. But I don't want to go below 1 pip stop loss. You can in this case, of course you can. It would make totally much sense. I would just use it like this because I don't want to miss this trade, to be honest. And I know that I don't need to protect this low anymore. I just need to protect this low. And I see right now, okay, looks good like that. I'm going for 1 pip. So definitely I will do it like this. Okay, always 1 pip is for me my golden rule, what I'm going to use. It's okay till 2 pips to extend it if you want. So we're waiting. Yeah, price is moving. So what you can see is here a nice supply zone chain, which will just provide us here with additional liquidity for our long setup. Now we don't know at this point, right, if price will now go bullish or not. What we know is that price could also go short. So from my point of view, also totally legit to look here for a nice short opportunity. If I come right now to the 1 minute to understand what the 1 minute is telling us, you can see pretty clear that price here just used this liquidity. Okay, it used that liquidity. It broke structure, okay, but this is my protected. So I don't want to see price going lower than that. Okay, because this is the real demand zone at the end. From here, it's breaking everything. So like this, okay? This is right now just my lag. And my lag can be super manipulative in this case. And as you can see, yes, it's the liquidity. And yes, you got this. So totally fine. What price is doing here? I really like that it didn't, close below it. Because if it would close, then from my point of view, it would just look like more this bearish scenario will kick in. Okay. Overall, it just makes a lot of sense right now by understanding the higher time frame that it needs to go bullish. But yeah, well, we'll see. So 5 seconds, and we wait for price to execute our buy limit order. I mean, it's that's it. Now in this case, you will get the confirmation to go short if you expect price to go short, because it breaks right now here in this case here. This got here a nice supply zone. Okay, of course you can refine it. You can look for a 1 pip entry. And yeah, I guess you will get it. Looks good. Definitely possible to do this kind of thing. Nice profit, but I would just close it definitely at this point there, because from my point of view, it doesn't make sense. You can, of course, go for a hedge or something. So look at this. That would be right now in this case a nice 1 to 6. 1 to 6 is what retailers do in the whole month or so. Yeah. Entry's active. I'm waiting. I'm letting it run. And booyah. Price is moving. Now, for instance, because in this case, the price took a while to kick in, it came back down. You could just look for, you say, okay, I'm not sure if this one will work out. I totally feel you if you have that kind of feeling, because it can be kind of a new situation in this case, especially if you are still on the short positions, for instance, because you decide to go short. You will now feel that price is breaking your structure here again, and you will understand in the situation, oh yeah, we can go long. That would be, for instance, a clean demand zone to go long. You even got your nice liquidity equal lows, which price took out, and then it started to move on. So 2 entry possibilities here from my point of view to go nice long. As you can see, we took out right now everything out. We're in the 1 minute and 15. Now for me in this case, where I will put my target automatically to 1 to 20. That's what I do instantly. Then I just decide based on what price will give me if I will hold it longer or not. Okay. So I'm really happy with onto 20, but I also like to use then around that area at logical areas. Like in this case, something at the top would just make a lot of sense at this supply zone, especially because I expected that this is weak. But if this is a step-by-step mitigation like this and price really wants to go lower, then somewhere in this area it will definitely go against me. But yeah, let's see. Right now, also important is that we will have London open. Okay. Now will depend on how you want to react here in the situation. Do you want to close it because you think London will go against you or not? Now London, it's almost London open, and London did not even came into our supply zone here at the top. We tapped into this, but it's obvious that this is the real supply zone. And as I said, it's a weak high, so I don't like these supply zones. So I will never take a supply zone to go short on that. Now, from my point of view, what you can see on New York right now before London will come in is that you have this bullish swing structure right now. And what you expect is price to continue to go bullish. Yes, here is something to mitigate. You got this demand range, something within it. You got big imbalance, so you don't know which one price will use. So definitely easy correction is still possible. At least 50%. So we're already at 50%, but price could easily come lower. Yeah, that's what it's doing. So if you come right now on the London opening, you reflect what it's doing here. It's just pushing price up and it's dropping, but it's just dropping in a bullish swing structure, you know. So in this case, because like I said to you, you need to always understand what price is doing, whether it will break structure or something or not. Yes, it breaks structure. It breaks right now, this one. But you need to understand that it's part of a bullish, bullish swing structure. And if you're in a bullish swing structure, price can go easily all the way back down till here. It's not a problem because you still got your demand zones where you expect price to mitigate them. And that's what price at the end did. It just came here to mitigate something. Now, which zone it will use at the end, I don't know. In this case, on a London Open, it used this one, but I would never map that out, to be honest, because I want to see something which is within a M1 demand zone. In reality, it's just a pure imbalance where the price tapped into it. So really not interesting for me. I would not look for it. I would just understand, yes, here for instance, charge on the M1, and I would understand on the 5 seconds that we have here a clean BOS. Now, would I enter this on the 5 seconds? Tricky. Why? Because price didn't give us here anything within this whole thing. You can say, this is difficult here to understand structure. In reality, this is structure, So you want to see at least this break. If I would get only this one, I don't know. I would not take it. But if you get this one, makes sense. What you understand if prices here is, it already mitigated this. So here, this kind of demand zone is already mitigated. The next mitigation should be then here or here. And I guess that this is clear that this is not a real demand at the end, such a small thing. So the zone itself should be a little bit bigger. At least something with 1 pip is what we're looking for. So what you can say in this case, it's grabbing the liquidity, but they didn't broke the liquidity. So they didn't made a BOS. Here they do a BOS, which is clean. And it leaves you here with a demand zone. And this is just 10 minutes before London Open, and this is totally valid for me to look here for an entry. This is okay. It's just risky because of price could easily come down here. And this is why me personally, I guess, I would not take that. I didn't take that. This is why I didn't take it, because, it's not my... These are not my examples that I like. I wasn't this trade. I understood, yes, it's long, so it's okay. Yeah, then I just decided to close at the top. I just closed it way too early, to be honest, but look at this. Price is just moving, So even if you would like to look here for something, price doesn't really give you something, I guess. So I don't know. No. Look at this. Clean liquidity grab. Okay, look at this. Super important to understand the structure in 5 seconds, guys. Okay, don't try to say right now, okay, this is my BOS. You can say this only, if you are in a good POI, if everything is showing you one direction. But in this case, we've been still in a bearish swing structure. So anticipating here this kind of thing, it's bullshit, because you've been on the substructure super bullish. Okay, so you would need more things to show you now, okay, it will really turn bearish here, and this is why it didn't. Okay, well, that was at the end the price action. Afterwards, somewhere it reacted, I guess, just pure liquidity reaction. It tapped into the supply zone. For us, not too relevant anymore, to be honest. It's Friday. You should not really trade Friday too much from my point of view, so I don't do that. I just view it like that. Okay, you already been crazy from Monday to Thursday. take a break on Friday or just take only Frankfurt. It's just more probability because New York then wants to close it with specific prices because they want to have their day advantage for the next weekend. So, but yeah, this is they're manipulating then the price pretty hard. So I'm not there yet. I don't like to go there too much, but yes, it's possible. Now, from my point of view, which is the right POY here to go short from? Or should you go even for a short? Yes, for sure. Makes a lot of sense if you come here to understand this price action. You understand that price leaves you here with demand zones below, like this or this, and you want to see price mitigate them, especially after they took this swing structure, bearish swing structure, and it's turning now back bullish at this point. Yeah, it's just working above, which is a liquidity grab in this case, so no close or something, and price is moving, can make it a little bit difficult for sure. But for you, if you are looking for the short at that time, yeah, difficult to understand. Okay, which supply zone are you going to use here? Yeah, you can see there is something, these wicks and so on. Yeah, looks good. Could be something on M1. I don't know what to use there, but if you see then this reaction and you see the strong BOS here, this is the point where I'm interested to look here. Now, what we understand, this is a V shape here, so here is your V shape. You don't expect price to come all the way back up. It can do that. If it will do that, in most cases, it would just take you out probably. So you need to look here for something. It's tricky, so this is not what I will look. This also not, because it's just pure liquidity at that point. But somewhere here gets already a little bit more interesting. This one it's probably it's a little bit too far away. So yeah, this one is also the real one. Now, what we do is same thing. We wait for the 5 seconds to give us some confirmations, because otherwise we're not interested to take that. And you can see once price taps into this supply zone, it gives you the reaction that you want to have it. And yeah, this here is your entry, my friends. That's it. You come here, you can see it's trying to give you another entry if you want. And that's it. That's how I would trade it if I would trade that. Let's just see right now on the M1 here. Like I said, this is not good, because this is here liquidity in this case. So you should not look at this supply zone. Why? Because equal highs. Why equal highs? They're not perfectly as explained. If it's one pipette, then it's for me still equal highs, not a liquidity grab or something. Perfectly. That's it. So price here, boom. Starting your new bearish swing structure, as you can see. So from there till here. Now from here till there. Moving. And as you can see, price then really returned all the way back up here to give you a new entry possibility. Nice liquidity. Yeah, this right now not my time where I will be still in a trade, so probably I would have been just closing it like here, pullback trade, so only 20 pips max 20 pips, more than likely 15 is what I use. But in this case, yeah, 120 would be great. That would be another additional entry. You would have been got this one all the way back up. So like, what we said, 60 pips is what's possible, it's really 60 pips. It's crazy. I didn't know that. In this case, wow, nice. So I really was stupid at the end. I closed at 127. Was good, but 160 would be better, right? So this one, like I said here, London, I would not trade. This one, I don't know. So I was not the charts anymore at that time. I don't know if it would have been trading in that. It's also kind of, this kind of examples also exist a few times. Used that a few times. Yeah, why not actually, to be honest? I don't know, I really don't know. This one for sure not. This one for sure not. But same thing, especially after you see prices moving aggressively like this, keep an eye on what is providing you here, and you can see here already first BOS, and go short, guys. Just go short. This kind of price action that can be reflected here. We had that many times on the Euro USD, especially so it's always in a bad trend like that. Price is moving, then starting to drop crazy, and then suddenly, suddenly just a small move up because there is a lot of liquidity. It pulls in, and then it leaves you exactly with this sort of price action. So probably take a photo of this. This is important to study. It's always the same price action, guys. So over time, you will see it's always the same. Okay, you have a few scenarios that price likes to provide you. Yeah, the New York Open was super, unspectacular, to be honest. You've been here. This is the opening was here. Nothing, it's just pushing a little bit higher. You're still in a bearish structure overall, so you cannot go long anything, but you also cannot go in a trade from my point of view. So yeah, not the best price action on New York. So good that I didn't trade it, to be honest. So let me just make a picture of that. It's good trade example, to be honest. This okay. Yeah, so like I said, this one also good to show you to you. It's always important, guys, to always backtest that. Also, it's also for me super important to always understand, okay, this is how it worked out, in this case, probably difficult because it's not a clean BOS. It's kind of liquidity grab below. It's more a charge, but it's always here. I don't know how to explain you that, but this kind of how you can view that, it occurs many often. So very often is how that occurs. From my point of view, just at the top, you look to protect this here. That's what you want to protect. So you go like this if you want to go for the 1 pip. And as you can see, that one worked out as well pretty good. This case, I would not probably go for 60 pips. Why? Because it's tricky. But you can do that because price on the 4 hour then didn't, here's the 4 hour close. It didn't close above it. And that's also the point of this video, to answer that question. So let me just make here a quick, what happened here now? Okay, so this is actually here where we had it. I realized that this is what TradingView did a few times recently. So 1 to 20 is what we did here. Okay, so this should just illustrate you now how you should trade, guys. It's you don't need to catch these movements all the time, because I also don't do that. It's super tricky to catch them very often. So one such movement per day, it's easy possible, but all of them, this is really you really need to be super good to do that. So this is the swing structure then, okay, because price just didn't stop anywhere. So yeah, good. So then I would just go over the question, but hopefully you already understand the answer now, because we made right now so many examples here, so it just makes a lot of sense. So let's go here 4 hours and the outlook for sure. Now look at this, guys. The question was that, is this a BOS here? And no, this is not a BOS. It's a liquidity grab, but you also have a liquidity grab to the downside, in this case in the 4 hours. So this is right now here, this whole price action that price has provided you is just stupid, because it didn't really broke back bullish or something. But so the swing structure itself, but what it did is it broke your structure here. Okay, this is your substructure, and you need to follow the substructure now, because you don't know what, overall, yes, it's bearish, right? Because if you check out daily, weekly, and so on, yes, it's bearish, no doubt for that. But you understand now that internally this is bullish, and you also understand right now that this demand zone is already mitigated, and the price already started to give you the first reactions. So you come now here, and this is the outlook now, guys. You can see price here, demand zone. Potentially, yes, this one could be still valid. I just don't look at that anymore, because right now for me relevant is this. Price went bullish from here after it tapped into this here. Okay, so this is still possible, but here the same kind of thing. This one already grabbed a ton of liquidity, so the same like this. Very good one. So from my point of view, I view it bullish. Now this is bearish for sure, but this is bullish now. Okay, so from my point of view, swing structure is now back bullish. Yes, it's the problem with this here, because price didn't close successfully above it on the 4 hours. Yeah, also 30-minute didn't close above it. Yeah, that's the only problem from my point of view. But still, this is bullish right now on the 4 hours, and it could really pump up now. So really coming back up here or something. So from my point of view, the next week will be bullish. Okay, so at least the next following days. I don't think that we will go for this scenario. I guess we will go now for this scenarios from here, like this. That's how I expect price to deliver it. Okay, also from my point of view, this whole thing here is just Vyckoff accumulation, and this is why the structure looks like this, the liquidity grabs and so on. It could be, it can be easier redistribution or something, but it's a clean accumulation phase. And I guess we will also act like that. So from my point of view, I would just look the next opportunity to go long in the Frankfurt Open, and that's it. And then you can hold that trade for a longer time period as well, because where price came from right now is this is our bearish swing structure. So what we can expect is basically here a 50% correction, and you can already see here a strong move up. And this is where price could easily come now, okay? Also important would not be to see where we are overall, and on the monthly we are. Oh yeah, we closed monthly, right? I forgot about that. So we got monthly candle close. Monthly candle close took out perfectly here the equal lows, and it tapped into this demand. So this thing is bullish for me. This thing right now is finally bullish for me, because this is my swing structure. Well, we are. But yes, we understand that overall this is, and so on, okay? So don't want you to confuse now by looking at everything, because then this is again bullish. So yeah, we just need to look now on this where we are. And I guess we will go up higher. We got weekly. Weekly is also perfectly, the equal lows got tapped out. Yes, it could go potentially all the way down to this. I just don't feel that this will be the case, because you took liquidity, the equal lows, and you gave the price already took a nice reaction. So gave us a nice reaction. Daily closed bullish, so that's also the reaction from it, and it could just go up higher. Yes, we could go down lower, of course, why not? Because 4 hours should have been then closing above it, but it's not doing it, because otherwise it would be too simple, right? In this case, the majority is right now just confused and so on, but we understand, oh yeah, this looks to me like Wyckoff accumulation, right? So for me, this is the spring, this here and this here is the BOS, because on the M15 it really broke structure at the end, so from my point of view, this is the swing structure where we are. Here, this is everything mitigated. This one is still possible, and right now here something will be possible or new created. It could just go like this, and then you need to go here, because we understand this is just pure liquidity for the market. Okay. Yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Just answering questions and so on. So if you have any questions, of course, always drop them in the section questions. Yeah, feel free to share your idea of the Euro USD, what you think a price could do, and yeah, we'll see that on Monday. Hopefully we can destroy the markets. If you want to give me some feedback, guys, we got there the hashtag community feedback section in Discord as well, so I would really appreciate that as well. And yeah, see you then on Monday, my friends. Bye bye.